I'm live. All right. I know it's been 3 videos. That's all I'm going to make for today. And I got to see if anybody comes on. You never know. That's kind of one of the things I love about the internet is you never know. I mean, it's international. It's worldwide. So it could be people like my brother now is probably waking up in Thailand, and I don't think he's going to be there. There's two people. All righty. Jesse, hey. And Cloud Surfer. All right. Let's go. I'm here. All right. Good. Thank you, Cloud Surfer. Thank you, Jesse. Hi, SPT TV Tattoo Warrior. All right. I know I'm totally crazy, but I realized I really have to do tonight because it's very appropriate when I tell you what it is. You'll get it. Hi, Chester Cat. I was just sitting here and I was kind of trying to think through this whole escape thing, right? And you'll get it, because I kind of want to get through it and get to the good part of it, which tonight's pretty good. Anyway, so thank you guys for coming on. I'm not missing one bit of this series. I know it's a good series, isn't it? I'm glad whoever suggested I redo it because someone said, "Why don't you redo it?" And because I said I've already told it, and they said, "Yeah, but you could retell it now, from a point of view of now, what it was like then." And so I do want to try to remind somebody can remind me, SPT TV Tattoo Warrior. You can remind me sometimes to what were you thinking then, that kind of thing, because that would be good. I think it's cool with the chat interactions. I know I really like it. It's really fun. It really is. And it's fun to see you guys 49ers. All right. So anyway, that's good. Okay, so we're on. Okay, so tell me when I should start. I that's one thing I don't know. Ooh, wait, I think I. Okay, the good part is coming. Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it is. It's like it might not. You're hanging out every word, and then it ended. Ooh, I thought, man, how long until the next part? Not too long. No, no, no. I'm not going to keep you guys long. I'm trying to roll through it. So this is going to be this is a good part though. Ooh, it's a 69-year-old grandma watching and being inspired by me. I love that. I'm 79. So see, it's like the age is nothing. It's all in your head. So if you think you're old, you can be old. I had a kid stay here. I think he was like 14 or something, or maybe even younger. And he was sleeping over, and I went in to talk to him, and he said, "Well, I know exactly what I'm going to do." And he was a Scientology kid, and I said, "Really? What are you going to do?" And he goes, "Well, I'm going to work up an end." And I said, "Really?" It's just sort of like I've never been really for that end of things. It was just sort of like, especially for kids, I want them to live their life, before they get into something like that where they're totally in it. So you're right. This is the night before the escape. All right. So now we're ready. I'm going to start telling you guys. And if anybody isn't here, there you go. They missed it. They can always watch it after. Anyway, so it's the night before, just to bring it up to speed for anybody who missed anything earlier. I've been in Scientology for 30 years. I started waking up, was online. Andrea said, "What kind of friends could those be if you're going to leave them because you changed their mind?" And his website is www.xenu.net. Great website. To this day, we're keeping it up. He passed away this year. But anyway, he's a wonderful person, and he helped me by saying that and a few other things. But anyway, he helped me, and I talked about it in the last video. So he's always in my heart. That's it. So anyway, Andrea said that, and then I said, "Look, I got to talk to somebody who knows what I'm going through." And he had Stacy call me. So I'm talking to Stacy. I think they had my phone bugged is what happened, because now Yachty's wife, who knew nothing about this, just like my husband knew nothing about it, his wife calls me and she goes, "I really would like to see you for dinner tonight." This is the night before I'm going to escape out, right? And I had talked to Stacy already, and she said, "Well, what do you want to do?" And I said, I really don't know. I don't, it's like, I've been doing this my whole life. I don't know. And she said, "Well, why don't you just come out here for like a week or two? Just fly out to Clearwater." And I said, "I can't afford it. I can't. I don't have extra money for that." And she said, "Don't worry, Bob will pay for it. We'll have a plane ticket for you at LAX tomorrow. So you set it up. We'll set it up, and we'll give you the time. We'll send you the time, and then you just be there. So order a van tonight, right? Order a van to go to LAX." So I think, okay. So I order the van, and they say, okay, they'll be here at I think it was 9 in the morning or something. And so, no, I'm not about ready to visit Bob and Stacy in Boston. That's a whole different thing. That's a Magoo dancing in Boston. I wasn't visiting them. They're in Clearwater, Florida. They're running the Lisa McPherson Trust, which Scientology took care of her, and she ended up dead. So they started the Lisa McPherson Trust in honor of Lisa McPherson. So they're in Clearwater. Stacy calls me and says, "Look, we used to work together. What do you want to do?" I say, "I don't know." She goes, "Why don't you fly out here, stay here for a couple of weeks. You can stay with us. We'll fly you out here." I think, okay. So I hang up, and then I think, wait a minute. This is a setup. These guys just want me as a spokesperson for them or something like that. So I call her up and I go, "Stacy, I just want you to know I'm not going to picket. I'm not going to speak out, and I'm not going to make any videos. I'm just leaving under the radar," which that is the mistake that Miscavige has failed at every single time. If he would have just let people go, they would have been on their way. But he can't do that. He's a compulsive knucklehead. And so anyway, I know you're a new sub and never heard my story. Ooh, wow. Okay, that's cool. Congratulations, Debbie A. All right, that's wonderful. And dinner was delicious. I mean, I just had stuff here. It was nothing exciting. I'm not going to keep answering all your questions because then I won't get through my story. So, okay. So I talked to Stacy. She says, "Come here. We'll have a ticket at LAX. Set up a van." So I set up a van. And now I get a phone call from Kathy Yachty, Bill's wife. And she goes, "Hi, Tori, how are you?" And I said, "I'm good. I'm fine." And I mean, you can imagine my life. It's like everything is changing in my life every second, right? I'm just like, oh, yeah. So now she calls and she goes, "I really want to see you for dinner. I mean, I have to see you for dinner." And I say, "Kathy, I know you don't know what's been going on for quite a while. But I'm going to tell you something. I am only going to meet you at a restaurant that is a public area." And so she goes, "Okay, well, let's meet at Kookaroo's." So I say, "Okay." So we go to Kookaroo's. Now, we've been really good friends, the Yachties and us, for years. But this whole thing has happened with Bill, and I'm not friends with him, right? Oh, it's Australia. All right, welcome. So 24 in my mind, 69 in my body. Okay. I got you as far as age. Okay. All right. So, no, wait. You said the lady in the room with the 10 computers called you later. Can you please tell us about that? Okay. A lady with the 10 computers never called me. No. I told you I was in the same apartment as that lady. She was spamming the internet with those 10 computers. I didn't know about it. I was on the phone setting up the 10 things for Bill Yachty. And I already went all over this. And if you don't get it, go back and listen to it. But nobody called me with the 10 computers. That's something you're misunderstanding. And I'm sorry about that. But no one called me. She was in the back room with these 10 cameras or computers. And I just saw them and I thought, God, what is she doing? But they wouldn't tell me. So it was like, okay, I don't need to know. Don't know. You don't know. There you go. Anyway, sorry, Angie. But anyway, no one called me. This is what happened. Kathy called me from home. I'm at home now in this house. And she calls me. And now Mrs. Yachty's trying, to get you to come to dinner. So she goes, all right. So I said, okay, I'll meet you at Kookaroo's in Studio City. So I drive over there and I'm feeling pretty weird at this point because I know OSA can get very weird. And I get that there's, for Kathy to call me at this night, the night before I'm escaping out, to have dinner with me, it never happened. She never did anything without Bill. But she knew I was pissed off at Bill, or Bill knew I was pissed off at him and just said, just have dinner with her. So I have dinner with her. And I'm freaked out. I'm thinking OSA could walk in any minute and come drag me away. And I'm like, it's spooky, right? And she's just like kind of talking like there's no big deal, nothing, let's just eat. And so we eat, and that's that. And I think, okay, I'm going home. And she goes, no, you've got to come over to the house. And I hadn't been to the house since I had that upset with Yachty where he turned on me. And I thought, I don't want to go over to their fucking house. And I said, Kathy, I'm going to tell you something. I know you don't know anything that's been going on in this, but I'm going to tell you something. If I walk in that house and Gavino comes in, or anyone from OSA other than Bill, I will be on the phone with the police immediately. Now, it's very weird. I mean, it probably doesn't sound that weird to you guys, but for me to say that to Kathy, who is my friend, who knew nothing about the top secret mafia, I mean, it was very, very weird. But it was just like, no, I'm not walking into some fucking trap. It's not going to happen. And I was really worried for my life. So I said, no, if they're there, I'm calling the police. That's it. Hands down. She said, okay, don't worry. It's fine. So I go walk in, I walk up to the house with Kathy, and Bill's there with the door open, just like he used to always, hey, Tori, hi, big hug. Oh, it's so good to see you. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, right. So we come inside, and he goes, come on into my office. And we go in his office. He's got his computer there. And he says, wow, you're in touch with Andreas Helderlin. And which is Xenu.net, right? But I don't ask him, how do you know that? I just figured they probably bug my phone. It's like if he knows that I am, okay. And also Andreas and I were in touch online also. And I knew Bill was online all the time. So, he could have seen us talking. And anyway, one way or the other, it didn't matter to me. So he said, that's really amazing. You're the first person ever that's been able to get in touch with Andreas Helderlin. And I said, well, just so you know, he's not really that hard of a guy to get in touch with. Because remember, I just clicked a little link and said, thank you. And then our whole conversation started. But it was very easy, right? So he says, okay. He goes, well, come on out here and have a seat. And so I sit down, and remember, he's my auditor. So I'm used to him asking me questions, grilling me, I'm used to it. That's what he does. Right. So I sit down, and he goes, okay, so what's really going on, Tori? And I said, nothing. And he goes, that's not nothing. Cause he can watch my indicators, and he knows, and he knows that I know that he knows. And so he goes, that's not nothing. That's something. So what is it? And I said, it's nothing. Really, it's nothing. And then I get this Homer Simpson bubble. And I think, this is the last goddamn time I am ever in my life going to have to answer up to these morons asking me these questions, right? This is it. This is my final straw. And I get a big smile, and he goes, well, what is that? And I said, I'll tell you what, because I knew Bill was always on the internet early in the morning and always on the internet late at night, because in the day he's on staff out at the Enhancement Center. And so I said, I'll tell you what, you will be the first to know at 2 a.m. No, in the morning. I just said in the morning. You'll be the first to know. And he goes, okay, deal. So I get in my car, I drive home. I get back on the internet. I'm talking to the critics, and I'm like, I'm really excited. It's like I'm going to leave, right? So at 2 a.m, I post, Magoo left the building. And I just made this whole thing. It's a true story. I'm Magoo. I'm not a guy. I'm a girl. Here's the video. You can see me. That's Magoo. And it's me, right? And I said, Scientologists, you're welcome to call me if you're on my side. If you're going to call and try to tell me to get back in or do ethics or anything like that, forget it. Don't call me. And here's my phone number, because I remember I only thought there were 50 people on the internet. So I put my phone number up there. I thought, okay, 50 people can call me if they want. That's it. And I go to bed. And that's it. That is, no, you didn't miss anything. What did you miss? Uh-oh, somebody said they missed something. I used to be stupid. You said, I missed some. Well, it'll, I missed some. Okay, well, you want me to tell it again? Should I tell it again? Okay, so here's what it is, because you guys came in late. I'll tell you. Basically, the earlier videos, you've watched those. So Andreas helps me. He connects me up with Stacy. Stacy says, what do you want to do? Why don't you come here to Clearwater? We'll fly you out here. Set up a van to be there in the morning. And so I say, okay. And I didn't even know about electronic tickets back then. And Bob got on the phone and he said, this is Bob Minton. I'm like, oh, it's Bob Minton. These are like big SPs to me. And he says, just go to the airport. The plane ticket will be there, and get a van for tonight, so it'll be there for tomorrow morning. I say, okay. And then I go see Bill, and Bill says, you're the first person to be in touch with Andreas. And I'm like, really? I mean, he's not that hard to get in touch with. I was kind of surprised, but I think it was bullshit anyway. I mean, they probably weren't in touch with him, because why would they be in touch with him? He's a big SP, just like I thought he was. So anyway, Bill has me sit down and he says, all right, so what's going on? And he's my auditor. He's my counselor. He knows what they call reads. He knows my different indicators and what's going on. And I said, nothing. And I kind of laughed like that. And he goes, well, that's not nothing. What is it? And I said, it's nothing. And then I get this kind of Homer Simpson bubble. And I think, you know what? This is the last goddamn time I'm going to have to answer up to these morons asking me these stupid questions. And I get a big grin. And he goes, what's that? I said, well, I'll tell you what, you will be the first to know in the morning. Right. And I say, okay, we both say, okay, deal. And I leave and I come home and I post on the internet at 2 a.m. Magoo left the building. And I just gave everyone thought I was a guy on the internet. So I said, look, here's a video of me. This is Magoo. And it's the girl, right? It's not the guy, it's a girl. And I'm OT7 and I'm leaving. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with Scientology. If anybody wants to be with me, they can. If they don't call. That's it. And I put my phone number there because I only thought there were 50 people on the internet. And I thought, how many people can call you? There's only 50 people on the internet. That's what I thought. Excuse me. So anyway, there's that. Now I go to sleep and I get up in the morning and there's no van. And I think, remember, these critics have always been coming out saying Scientology does this kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, they don't. They really don't. And Stacy had said to me at the time, bring a camera. And I said, Stacy, come on. They don't do that kind of stuff. And she said, Tori, we used to run these programs. We know what we're talking about. Bring a camera. And you guys all think, well, everybody has cameras. But back in 2000, we didn't. We just had these little emergency flip phones, right? That was it. It was something you carried in your car in case you had an emergency, right? That was it. And so I said, okay, I'll bring it. And so now I'm waiting for the van, right? Because she said, Bob said, get a van and go out to LAX. So I wait and I'm trying to think of, this is part 3. So I think what happened is I wait and no van comes. So I call the van company and I go, what's up? Nobody showed up. He goes, yeah, somebody anonymously called and canceled the van. Now, this is before anonymous in 2008. This is 2000. So it was just somebody like calling and saying, oh, I think we're going to cancel the van. This is Tori, right? Or I don't want to say who it is, but we're just canceling the van for Tori Chrisman or Tori Bizazian then. So, I think, great. Okay. So they've canceled the van. I'll get another one. Wrong. They had secured every single van all around me. So everybody was booked. It was a Wednesday or something, but everything was booked. But I'm a very determined person when I'm going to do something. And I got a van and we drove out to LAX and I think, okay, good. Now I'm in the van. I'm going to go to LAX. Everything will be good. Now, should I stop here and then we'll start 4 tomorrow? Or do you want me to continue? You guys got to let me know. First of all, I'm going to answer a few questions, and then you guys let me know if you want me to continue or wait and do 4 tomorrow. Okay, there's a bunch of people saying hi. Let's go. I'm here. All right, Cloud Surfer, SPTV, Tattoo Warrior. Thank you. I know I'm really crazy. This is 3 in a day, but this is it. You can't do more than 3. I was surprised you were going for 3. I know, me too. But it's kind of like I got going and I thought I really should just get through this part of it. And I'm glad you're not missing a part of this. I really am. Okay, it's cool with the chat interactions. I know it really is. I love it too. Now I was hanging on every word and then it ended. I thought, man, how long until the next part? Not too long. This is what they wrote. Thank you, Deb. Anyway, I really like you guys. You're a great group. So hi, I already said hi to you, Sharon. Interesting ideas. You're about to visit Stacy and Bob Mitten in Boston. No, not that wasn't it. I was going to go see them in Clearwater, Florida, which is where the LMT is. So SPTT, let's see. I already know this ends and I still want to hear it again. I know it's a good story. It really is. It baffles you? Okay, this person, it baffles them. Well, let me know which part baffles you, because baffle sounds like you don't quite get it. And if you don't, let me know what part. The night before the escape. That's right. All right. So I already mentioned that. Buckle your seatbelt, Debbie. I already mentioned my dinner was good. Good evening. All right. Here's a question somebody has. Let's see. In series 2, you said the lady in the room with like 10 computers. Okay, I already brought that up. And I said, no, no one ever called me from there. I never even talked to her. You know what I mean? It was like I was in there to make the calls. She was in there to do whatever she was doing. And yeah, we're talking about Mrs. Yachty. And oh, that's right. Did I say that? Did we go to dinner? We did go to dinner. Yeah, went to dinner. And then we saw Bill. And then and I said, I'll talk to you at 2, and then at 2 in the morning, I posted Magoo left the building. It was so great. Okay, you're not paranoid if they're really out to get you. That's right. You're not paranoid? Oh, wait. What is this? Exit New Yorker. You're not paranoid if they're really out to get you. Okay, I don't know what that means. You'll have to explain it. That's weird. I can't imagine telling my friend that I'm calling the police because I'm afraid of a bad person coming in. Really? You're not in a cult. You know what I mean? This cult, that's why I mention this, because, this is what happened with the victims of Danny Masterson. They tried to tell Scientology, and Scientology said, first of all, don't say the R word. That's what they say. You can't even say rape. It's like, don't say that word, right? And definitely don't call the police or report it. That's their thing. You can never, ever call the police, ever. So me saying that to them was a big cue, or should have been, she is way out the door, right? For me to say I'm going to call the police. But I was worried for my life. This isn't like a joke. This is like, I didn't know if I walked in their house, if they're all there, they get me. Look you don't understand, but they do lock some people up, and I don't know what all they do, but they could, because of me and knowing all the top secret stuff, and nobody else knew it that was out. I didn't know what they were going to do with me. I have no idea, but I wasn't going to find out. And I wanted to let her know, I'm going to call the cops. If you want to set me up, you set me up, but I'm calling the police. So that's the way it is. I know it's very weird. It is weird I'm sure for an outsider to understand, but that's the way it was. And it worked. He wasn't there. So there you go. Wait, what is this? This is Exit New Yorker. For your information, it used to be stupidity, easy to tap analog phones. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's probably true. But anyway, whatever, that's what happened. They shut down Lapu Bell? Really? Sorry, this is a little bit of an off the track thing, but wow, that's exciting. Is it shut down or it's just closed for the night? Do you know? Anyway, somebody let me know. Hi, Saul. yeah, so do you want me to continue? Did anybody say anything? Let me see. I'll look at the new comments and we'll see. I love your spunk and strength. Thank you. Tori, have you ever thought about going to the FBI? Please. The FBI doesn't care about it. They're probably paid off by Scientology. It's like, I already talked to the FBI. I'm in their files. That guy, my proof is with the FBI because they have a picture of me opening up the phony accounts. No, I'm not going to do any of this legal shit. I don't believe in it. Hubbard said, get him in court, keep him in court, bankrupt him. Me, because of what they did to me, because of epilepsy and taking me off my medicine, I could sue them. But for reasons I'm not going to get into, I didn't. And I never will, because I know that's their policy. I worry about Leah because I'm glad she's taken on Miscavige and the church and Gavin Potter, because for years I've said, especially Gavin Potter, for me, should be in prison because he took a lot of kids out of high school and put them in the billion-year contract, and a couple of them killed themselves. So, it's like, I don't have a lot of time for him. He should be in prison, and so should Miscavige, obviously. The person is baffled, has an MU. An MU is a misunderstood word in Scientology. Silent generation, if it isn't spoken, it didn't happen. Okay. I don't know what you mean by that. But Tori, have you ever thought about going? Okay, the FBI. No. I love you. Okay. Yeah. We never ends. Have a hard time. Yeah. I understand that. This is sharing. You have a hard time wrapping your minds around some of the cult behavior. My husband was raised in a very small cult, and I have been dealing with this trauma for 44 years. I understand. I mean, it's weird. There's nothing you could say except it's weird, and it takes a long time for people to heal from it. It does. I mean, luckily for me, and I would recommend it for your husband, I spent 10 years reading self-improvement books and philosophies and religions and just other things. And I think it ended up stripping off a bunch of the abuse and mind control. And I just got it back. So by the time I left, the academics that studied cults flew in to interview me. And they said, you're like the happiest ex-cult member we've ever met. And I think it's because I spent those 10 years reading books. So that's what I would say as far as your husband. Okay. I know the corruption is very deep. Let's see. If you're not tired, we're here for it. Riveting stuff. You thought you were safe in the van headed to LAX. Okay, good. All right. Okay. So for the guys that want to, we're going for it. I'm going to tell you. Okay. So here's what I'm not going to tell you everything because I'm just not. But I get in the van. I think, okay, I'm in the van, so I'm good. Now I have no concept of how bad they are. Believe it or not, even though I opened up those phony accounts, like I said, it's totalitarianism where the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. I had parties for 14 years with ex-Scientologists coming in. I'd always have potlucks. They'd bring some food right away. Oh, you and I were in the same thing together. I was in this room. You were in that room. What happened? And for 14 years, we're still connecting the dots, right? And now it's many years after, and I still run into them. It's kind of amazing, but it's a very, very tricky thing. So I'm in the van, and I think, okay, good. How much more bad could it be, right? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's like I'm in the van. I'm going to the airport. I'll see Stacy and Bob. That's it. Wrong. I get to the airport and the plane is canceled. And I think, can John Travolta cancel a plane? I didn't know. I really didn't. To this day, I don't know. It could have been an accident. Maybe it was just one of those things, but it was just interesting. It was my plane getting out of here and it's canceled. So luckily, Stacy had said, bring a phone. I wasn't going to because, like I said, and I love you guys too, and you're welcome for me responding. Thank you. And thank you for letting me know. So I wasn't going to bring a phone, but then she said, bring it. We used to run these programs. We know what we're doing. So I thought, okay, so now I'm in the airport. I look up, I see the plane's canceled. And all of a sudden I hear these heels come walking down, charging towards me. And it's the vice president, Janet Weiland of OSA Int, right? Who I used to work with. And she comes up to me and she goes, Tori, we know where you're going. You're not going there. And she hands me this pile of papers. She goes, here's all this stuff I want you to read about the people that you're going to see. You're not going to see them. And I get out my phone, my little flip phone, and I go, Stacy, the vice president is here. And she goes, hang on a minute. Do not set down the phone. And she puts it with Jesse Prince. And Jesse Prince comes out and he goes, hi, Tori. He goes, I used to help run the Church of Scientology. I know what I'm talking about. So I want you to follow these rigorously. Don't ever, until we get you on the plane, set down the phone. If you have to go to the bathroom, don't set down the phone. If you have to go get something to eat, don't set down the phone. No matter what, don't set down the phone. So I said, okay, I got it. So we hang up. And now Bob is trying to walk me through getting a ticket because, the plane is canceled, right? So I'm there and she's right next to me. She's writing down everything that's happening. It's like, and I'm like, okay. And I'm on the phone with him and I say, Bob, I can't get rid of her. And he goes, okay, tell you what, I'm going to get you on a first class ticket. And they have a special room that you can go in and she can't get in that. And I said, okay, cool. And he goes, you have to get on a van and go to this other terminal. So I get on the van and at this point, it's like, you can carry my luggage because I got to carry all this other shit that I have, all this paperwork that she gave me, right? So I said, so you carry the luggage. So here's the vice president, going through the airport. She's carrying my luggage. And I'm like, I want to say, fuck you. You know what I mean? But I'm like, that's fine. She can carry my luggage because I need somebody to anyway. So she's carrying my luggage. And I get to the van and I say to the van driver, look, I'm escaping out of a cult. I hope you'll help me. She's the vice president and she won't leave me alone. And I think maybe he'll go, that's it, lady. You can't keep following her. No, he goes, do you want to get on the van or not? And I'm like, okay, fine. So I get on the van. She gets on the van with all the suitcases. I mean, I only had 2 suitcases, but 2 suitcases, me, all the paperwork, So now we go up to a place. Bob's got the first class ticket that he called in. So I can go into this special room. So now I'm in this special room and I think, all right, that's it. I am in this special room. She can't come in. I'm safe. I'm done. They can't get me. And I'm just so happy, right? And now I get on first class and I'm sitting in first class and first of all, I love first class. It was like, oh, this is so nice. It was so wonderful of him. I mean, bless his heart. He passed away, unfortunately, years ago, but he's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful person. And so I'm there in first class and I'm just thinking, this is it. I'm done. I am done. I am like, this is it. I'm free. I'm on the plane. I'm going to Clearwater. I'm out of Scientology. That's it. And that's where I'm going to end it for tonight. That's all I'm going to say. What are we on 3? So part 4 will be the next step, which I'll tell you tomorrow. I think it'll be tomorrow. It might be the next day, but I don't know. Do you guys like day or night? Which is better? All right, so now I'm going to scroll up and do this thing again where I'm reading. If me reading these comments isn't working, you guys have to let me know. And SPTV Tattoo Warrior, you have to let me know if you don't think it's working or not or what I should do. Okay, easy to catch up. Okay, good. Okay, it was like 10 minutes late. Okay, I love listening to your story. I know. This is a pretty crazy story, though, you got to admit. People can rewind the stream and check if you don't want to repeat yourself. That's okay. I didn't mind repeating. I did it pretty quickly. Have you ever had or thought about, okay, we've already talked about that. It was a lot harder back in the day. What is this? SSS. It was a lot harder back in the day. The protection was not as strong and they were bolder in their terrorism. True. They're still pretty awful though. I mean, now they've got the cops involved. I had the first Nokia with a camera in it. Okay. All right, cool. Well, anyway, I didn't. I had a little flip camera and that was it. And this is when you were, what does this say? Exiled New Yorker again. All right. This is when you had freeware phone directories. Okay. I don't know what that is. So I guess. Good place to stop. Okay, this is a good place to stop. Good, good, good. Because it's about to get wild. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. So anyway, this is where we'll stop for the night. Keep going. No, I'm not going to continue because tomorrow I can only, let's see, the Night Owl twins are here. I love you, girl. Okay. I don't know who you love, whether it's me or some other twins, but I'm glad that we all love each other. We're a good family. All right. It's up to me. Okay. I think I'm going to end off here. And then tomorrow I'll tell you. I think tomorrow, I mean, I have to see. And the other thing I want you guys to let me know is if you want afternoon or late at night, which is better to continue. And do you want me to do it tomorrow or wait a day? Let me know. Good night. Good night, sweet Tori. Thank you. Oh, phew. This is a classic. Oh, phew. Oh, no, that's good. That wasn't it. There. Thank you. Good night. Where's the oh, phew one? Okay, now wait. I'm driving and listening to your story. Okay, no, wait. I can't see it. Oh. It's weird. They're going away. I don't know what's happening. What's happening? They're going away. Okay, so tomorrow night. Okay, night. Have a good night. Okay, so anytime's good. Can always watch on the replay. That's true. Okay, so I'll either do it in the afternoon or the night. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. I got to find out what all I'm up to. All right. Oh, here it is. Wait, Tori, I'm driving and listening to your story. Don't leave us on a cliffhanger. Oh, I'm sorry. But the whole thing is a cliffhanger. I mean, I've told you way more than I was going to tell you. I was only going to tell you one part today. Now this is part 3. Don't leave us on a cliffhanger. We need to know what happened next. No, you don't. Because we're almost there. I love the dramatic story you're sharing. Thank you. I know it's a good story. It really is. And it truly is an escape. And you'll see. So right now we're ending SPTV Tattoo Warrior. Okay, so remember we're ending off where I'm in the airplane at LAX and we're taking off to go to Clearwater, Florida. So that's it. But we're at LAX. That's where we're ending off. All right. So there you go. I will have a good night. You guys have a good night. Thank you for all of you coming here. If you haven't liked this video, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed, my subscriptions are going up. So thank you to everyone, to all of you, because it really makes a difference. It's really, really big. Okay, so where is Zenu? I don't know. Tori tells her story with a flair no one else could. That's because I experienced it. Plus, I have a grandfather that was a great storyteller. All right, good night. Have a good night. It works for me whenever you want to do it. Thank you, Hank. Okay, that's cool. Like to leave us? I do. I mean, this is a cliffhanger. You've heard more in one day than if you watch the 10-part series, it's long. It's like I did it, a couple of days. Every couple of days, I did a little bit more. So it took a while, and it was a 10-part series. So this is like a whole bunch. We're just zooming along. But that's the way it is. That's the way I feel. And I feel like, if you really want to drag it out, you can go watch the old one, which is pretty good too. But don't watch it now because I'm almost there. I don't want you to see the ending of it. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you very much for everything. I really appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow afternoon or evening. And I don't quite know how to let you know. So that's the thing. I'll see if I can ask Laura how to let you know. I don't know. Anyway, I'll find out. Peace out.